Once again, hello and aloha to all the dear friends in the world. Time is 11:33. Today is 16th of June 2011. I'm trying to continue the topic about the spiritual virtues that will become a component of our spirit, the only thing that we can take with us when we die, because that's who we will be if we have those. Today I'm going to talk about the quality of the spiritual leadership. This is again an attribute in many peoples from both sides, wrong side and right sides, that it will eventually becomes an attribute once a person gets onto the spiritual path and start activities and whatnot. But we need really new words for this again. I don't know, the negative of that, it will be pretensions, I've told you already before that Shoghi Effendi says the Baha'is are two kinds. Those who follow the commandment and rule of the Baha'i faith, and they're Baha'is. And then there are some that they go a step forward and they become teachers. They share the Baha'i faith with others, recruit people into the, faith of God. The Baha'i teachers, of course, they have a lot of difference, I've seen, from the previous dispensations and religions, such as Islam and Christianity or others. All the priests and mullahs, spiritual leaders, self-proclaimed one, not the true one, the manifestations of God, I'm not referring to that. But the mullahs and the priests and fathers and chachams and swamis, whatnot, they all have uniform. They like to specify themselves through particular uniforms. Also, they have makeups on their face. Hindus and they really truly they put makeup on their face and everything else. Jews and others, they wear certain clothes. They have beards and whatnot. So what would that mean to a person that is not in religion or is a bit intelligent? But a person specifies himself through the clothes and uniforms and makeups and his face. I think the first thing he wants to relate that he's different from others. And he's also higher than others. He wants to say, I'm not like you. I'm the person that is your leader. If you ask me, I'm the point of reference for you. And he also expects, by his differentiations, people to respect him, see him as a bigger, higher. And number 4, it also proclaims immediately, I know more than you. Number 5, he says, I'm closer to God. That's what he's trying to say. I'll pretend my notes, a few things about this type of people. Well, who is this guy really? He's a broker. He likes to create a business, a shop, selling the truth between people and God. He's standing on the road and says, hey, you can't go to him unless you go through me. I'm the one who knows. Why is that business? Because most of them, they want money. Watch TV everywhere you go. Priest hand is right out. Give, give, give. I'm selling. But unfortunately, even for the money they get, they don't tell the truth because they don't know the truth. And otherwise, why one Bible and millions of different priests, and they're all talking differently and they have different opinions? So as in Islam and other religions, no difference. There's differences that is coming out, the concept that comes from one book. It just says to me that none of them, they know the truth then. Even if somebody knows something, it's very dismal, partial. Nobody has the full picture. These people are identified on the Baha'i faith, and I'm going to use my broken glass tonight because I can't find the other one. But I'm going to read something from this book called Mahmud's Diary. In this book, it's a very valuable book. On the page 256, it says Tuesday, October 29, 1912 in Denver, Colorado, where Abdul-Baha was there. So let's see what it says here. This book on the daily basis of report of what Abdul-Baha did in the United States. And this is his actual talk. He said at a meeting, it's Abdul-Baha again, spoke about the cardinal in California, saying, quote, "One day in California, I saw a cardinal walking with pomp and ceremony in front of a procession. Inquiring about the occasions, I was told that a new church had been built and the cardinal was to officially open its door to the public. I said, this show and ceremony of the cardinal is like that of the Christ. However, there's a slight difference. Christ opened the gate of the heaven. This cardinal is going to open that of a church. Christ had a crowd following him, but they were there to hurl contempt and abuse at him. This cardinal had a crowd with him, but they are there to help. Cardinal had a crown, but it was made out of thorn. Christ had a crown, but it was made out of thorn, while this cardinal wears a crown set with lustrous jewels. Christ had cloth, but they were made out of old, coarse cloth, while this man's robe is made out of finest brocades of the day. Christ opened his days in sorrow, while this cardinal's days are spent in security and comfort. Christ's home was a desert, while this cardinal home is a splendid building. Like that of a king, Christ's throne was upon a cross, while this man's place of rest is in a throne of ease and comfort. The adornment of Christ's banquet was the blood of that beloved countenance, while the ornament of this man's court is the goblet of colored wine. So this cardinal's display is similar to that of Christ, with only the slightest differences. Wow. This is how Abdul-Baha talked in a comparison. Those spiritual leaders and their differences with the real one, with the true one, which is Christ. There's something else I have to add, the word of Baha'ullah, that I took a print thanks to the Baha'ilibrary.org. It's in the hidden words from the Persians. Baha'ullah quotes, O ye that are foolish, yet have a name to be wise, wherefore do ye wear the guise of shepherds, when inwardly ye have become wolves, intent upon my flocks? Part of it. So Baha'u'llah is trying to say that these spiritual leaders, that they come up with these clothes and uniforms and whatnot, who they really, what they are. They call themselves a spiritual. Another place, it's in Persian, in the Adiyah Mahbub, the book, Baha'u'llah says that take the weight of a stone on your head, don't take the weight of a turban on your head. Why? Because this is the clothes of supremacy. This is the clothes of differences, that I am excellent, you're not. I know things you're not. The whole thing is an insult to the intelligence of the human being. Okay. But we're going to have to discover a bit more about this. In the past, as I said, you can easily identify them with their uniforms and the makeup on their face and the type of beards and the hairs and all that. In the Baha'i faith, they appear differently. Those priests exist here too. One word I have to say, some of you might see a picture of Abdullah or even Baha'u'llah. That picture is not true anyways. I've seen it in Haifa, it's different. Or the Bab. You might have a different, robe or even a taj, or anyways, it's not today's clothing. I have to emphasize, the clothes of Abdul-Baha was that of his time. Everyone was dressing like that. Abdul-Baha was not using a different dress from other people. It was just like everybody else. There's one incident about him that his wife went and bought a silk robe for him, saying to the master that a lot of officials from the Turkish Empire, they come down here. I thought if you have a better clothes, for the sake of faith in God, Abdul-Baha smiled. He said to her, take this back, buy 10 robes of cotton, cheap ones, and give one of them to me. I take the rest to people. That's how he was. But when you look at the clothes of attire of Shoghi Effendi, he's just like us. It's the way he's dressing, is a European dress. So we don't have that. Definitely there's no system of dressing up or identifying yourself with who you are. But in the Baha'i faith, there are priests. We do not officially have a priest with such power.